Oh, that's on video too.
Let me fix my décolletage.
So, John has a running stomach, and we have to look into what made John this way. So we look at, you can tell a little story about how John lives in a community where him and his family don't practice good hygiene and sanitation. They have all kinds of problems, like there's rubbish everywhere, and you'll see some other things. So then, after you've told the story, just a abridged version of the story, then you pass out these cards, and you tell people there's a good and a bad side to the cards. So find the side of the cards that shows bad behaviors. And then you have the people in the group hold up their cards and talk about what made John sick. So I keep John sick up here. And then we put down the cards to show.
Mother's using a filthy old can to bring water.
And also a filthy pot.
This bad when they're drinking right out of the filthy pot.
So John, when he gets home, is just coming straight from playing and dipping his dirty hands into the pot.
Oh, and look at this.
Here they're getting the water out of
a dirty source.
Yeah.
It's not protected, and who knows what's washing down from this bathing in the latrine.
Who knows? I know.
Is this what he's eating with flies and stuff all over?
Jugs out of a dirty. This is an alternate. You can you can use the borehole card if that's what they locally use, or you can use this card if they're using open springs.
Rubbish? No. Throwing the rubbish out in the street.
Oh yeah, that was right before they ate.
So this is John's community.
Facilities.
This is father. Father at night doesn't want to go to the latrine because it's so smelly and dirty and dark. So he just goes outside the latrine. This is what's really happening. Or in some cases, father is making what's called flying toilets, where he poops in a black plastic bag and throws it because he doesn't want it near his house. So
flying toilets.
So here in the community, you can see there are some flying toilets tossed around. And so this is what is making John sick. So then you can do the same thing where you say, okay, but if we want to make John healthy and see what can keep him healthy so he can play with his friends, we can look at the opposite behaviors from these, so you can hand them back out. In this case, we can turn them over. And see, and then you can see, oops. So basically,
And the thing
then you go through.
Anymore.
Shh, that's my tail that tells. So then you can see, and everyone tells what's different about the pictures. And then you talk about is anything happening in your community that's like what you've seen in either of these, good or bad. And you can talk about the key message with this, and why I designed it this way, was so that you can explain that any break in this chain is what keeps John healthy. And any break of even one behavior in the chain breaks the chain and John can get sick. So if mother does all these things right, but she doesn't use a clean pot, or even worse, if mother is doing everything right, but the community is not doing things right, it makes John sick. So that's sort of the idea behind it.
Yeah, very nice.
But yeah, and then there's a guide that goes with it that's to tell the facilitator how to run the whole session and what to do step by step.
I like how it comes in this little.
And it comes in a little bag to keep it together. And we have illustrations of each card and the key messages that they need to know.
So you designed all this?
This is all mine, all my ideas. But all the good illustrating goes to the credit of the artists at Mango Tree. So, but I did the first meeting with the client where they actually were kind of like, we don't know what to do. We have all this money from this donor to address water and sanitation. What do we need to do? So actually on this one we did a whole strategic design before we even got to material development. So yep, that's what I do at Mango Tree. And this is what it kind of looks like when it's being used. So
Very nice.
So that's Mango Tree.
To get their set, are they made on this stuff?
Yep. This is, and also this mixture of green and yellow we don't do. We usually stick with like more primary, but I mean we can do orange because that comes out pretty consistent, but we don't do these funny mixtures of, but I actually like the way this looks.
It looks very good.
But it's just too inconsistent. Sometimes we get thousands and thousands ordered, yeah. We've had productions that have taken Well, we have a lot of, we scale up. Yeah, but it's a piece rate, so the client is paying X amount of money, and we pay that amount of money to those people for coming to do that.
Can you bring it down? Forgetting to make it.
Is that number one?
There's my neck. Don't, Madison.
Okay.
Uh-oh, that's not a... Are you doing all the negatives first or the positives?
I've never seen these.
Oh. Weren't you sitting here when she explained it?
Nope.
Where were you?
From Minecraft.
Bring it back to bring it back to the next row.
Reality or
It's science fiction, I think.
it's all just it sounded kind of science fiction.
It's good. Good.
Sounds like the Giver or something.
The Giver was a good book.
Okay.
There's only one bad.
Well, flip them over. The other sides are the bad ones, dearie. There's no broken chain.
Turn them all over and they'll all be bad. And then the door is fire, I think.
Well, what do you guys want to do?
Oh, my toe.
Hang out here until the mob gets here?
Get the canasta.
No, you're a shark.